Okay, so has it started? Yes, I think it started. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me fine? Hi, everyone. Okay, I see everyone coming in. Hi, everyone. Please come in. Oh, Robin's here. Okay, thank God. Thank God Robin's here. Hi, Robin, and hi, everyone. So Robin will be our live chat moderator. She is always helping me, which I'm always very thankful for. And also thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm really excited and a little bit nervous for this class, but let's see how it goes. So I think it's okay to start now because everyone's coming in. And okay, so let's start the class and welcome to topic 1 listening class, guys. And I hope that you finished all the listening questions in the test sheet that I provided in the description box. If you haven't checked it already, please go check it out. And you're also welcome to stay here. And I also hope you had them printed out and brought it with you today. And there are total 30 questions, right, in listening section from number 1 to number 14. The sentences that are used are quite simple and relatively easier. And from question 15 to the last question to question 30, the sentences are longer. The sentences get longer, and compared to the first 14 questions, it gets more difficult. And we won't be able to cover all 30 questions, but I picked a little more than a half of them. And I also try to pick the questions where the expressions and the vocabularies used are quite useful. And I also try to pick the questions where the grammar that we already learned are used so that we can use this class as kind of a review session as well. So reviewing what we already learned and seeing how it's used in actual sentences. I also hope this class help you kind of figure out how you can study with the topic test sheets when you're studying by yourself. So we're going to start from the questions from the first few pages. And okay, so let me turn on the audio file. Wait, where is it? Okay. So if you first start, okay, let me refresh the window. What's happening? Okay, let's forget about it. You will, when you first start the audio, you will hear a lady giving you some instructions in Korean, right? And this is the part that is not part of the test. It's just an instruction, right? So no need to worry if you don't understand, but it is helpful to know what she's saying, right? So let's briefly go over a few parts of the instruction. And by this, you will also get how the test works as well. So the lady says, 아래 1번부터 30번까지는 듣기 문제입니다. So to briefly translate this, it means below number 1, from number 1 to number 30 is listening question입니다. Oh, and you'll notice a lot of 니다 ending, 씁니다 ending used in the instruction part because this is a test, right? This is a formal test. So you'll notice that 씁니다 ending is used a lot to suit that formalness of a test. And so yes, to get used to topic questions, you also have to get used to 씁니다 ending. And also the lady says, 문제를 잘 듣고 질문에 맞는 답을 고르십시오. So there are, 고르다, this verb is used a lot in instructions. To 고르다 means to choose, to pick. So it's instructing you to choose 맞는 답, a correct answer to the question after hearing the question. 문제를 잘 듣고 and 2번씩 읽겠습니다. It says 2번씩 읽겠습니다. So 두 번, we learned this word, right? It means two times. So it means twice. And 씩 is a word that means each. So for each question, they're gonna read twice. 읽겠습니다. 읽다, right? They're gonna read it twice for each question. So thankfully, every question is played twice. So if you missed some words or didn't hear some parts clearly at the first time hearing, there is always a second chance. So it's not super hard. The listening section is not super hard, especially the first few pages. And okay, so let's start listening to the actual test. And here you can see a 보기 box, right? 보기. So what 보기 means is it's basically an example box. So it shows you how the question goes. So from question 1 to 4, what you can do is to choose the correct answer for the question. So like in the example sentence, 가 asks, 물이에요? Is it 물? Is it water? And then you choose the one of the choices that you find is the most suitable in this context. And it would be 네, yes, 물이에요, right? So this is how question 1 from 1 to 4 works. So let's skip question 1 to 3 and do 2 and 4. So let's start with the question 2. And do you guys think it's necessary if I replay the audio, or do you guys prefer it if I read it for you? What do you guys prefer? Can you leave your opinion in the live chat, please? Read, replay, read. You can read for us. Okay. Okay, so majority says read. I see some replay as well, but I guess reading would be okay. Oh, so just for I'll play for once so that you can check the pace of the actual audio. So you'll have if you took the test, you'll have noticed that the pace is actually quite slow. Like for example, okay, let me bring it closer so that you can hear it clearly. Okay, so let's play number 2. So this is the last time I'm gonna play for you. 2번.
구두가 커요.
Can you guys hear it?
구두가 커요.
So I played it just so you can check the pace, the speed of the audio. So it's not quick, but it's not fast at all. So topic 1 does a good job not speaking very fast. It tries its best to cater to the elementary level learner, so there's no need to worry regarding the speed. It's quite slow, right? And if you guys heard it, the audio said 구두가 커요. 구두가 커요. And even if you don't know what 구두 is, if you know 커요, what 커요 means, it means is big, right? It's the conjugated form of 크다, right? If you guys know that, then you can easily guess the answer. So, number 1, okay, let me zoom it in because I think it looks quite small. Let me bring the light closer so that it becomes brighter. Okay, this is perfect. So number 1 would be wrong. So it asks if 구두 is big. And it says, 네, yes, it's 구두. No, this is not the correct question. I mean, the correct answer. And 2, 구두가 예뻐요? No, it didn't ask if the 구두 is pretty. And 3, 아니요, no, 구두가 작아요. So if you know 커요 and 작아요, so maybe this is okay. If you know 커요 and 작아요, then you can easily guess the answer because they are the opposite words, right? So the answer said no, 구두 is small. So this would be the correct answer in the right context, right? So yes, it's 3번, number 3, 3번. And 구두가 있어요, we learned it means there is 구두. I have 구두, right? So this is also a wrong choice of answer. And 구두 means shoes, but it's dress shoes. So it's the type of shoes that you wear when you are dressed up. So that kind of shoes we call 구두. 구두. And let's move on to number 4 this time. Number 4. Okay, let's just try playing the audio. I think it's fine. You guys can hear it clearly. So number 4, it's number 4 this time. 4번.
친구를 몇 시에 만나요?
Once again.
친구를 몇 시에 만나요?
친구를 몇 시에 만나요, right? It's very slow. Normally we just say 친구를 몇 시에 만나요, but it's really slow, so that's good for you. So if you know 몇 시, then you can answer this question. Actually, we learned how to ask and answer time in our most recent lesson, right? So by using 몇, the question word 몇, and then putting 시, the time marker for time, right? It means what time, 몇 시에, time particle, right? 몇 시에 만나요, meet. And meet who? 친구, right? 친구를, friend, at what time, meet. And if you see the answer choices, it's not 1, right? Number 1, 1번은 3명이에요. It's 3 people. Nope. 2번, 같이 숙제해요. Together we 숙제해요. We do homework. Nope. Irrelevant. 친구 집에 가요. Go to 친구 집, friend's house. No, it didn't ask you where you're going. It asks you what time you're going, right? 2시 means 2 o'clock. 2시에 만나요. So this one is number 4, and I'm pretty sure that many of you find number 1 to 4 quite easy. And moving on to number 5 to 6. So this is asking you to 다음을 듣고 보기와 같이 이어지는 말을 고르십시오. It's asking you to choose, right? 고르십시오. Choose the 이어지는 말. 이어지는 comes from, okay. 이어지다 means to be connected. So by we learn, it's a noun that means speech, right? Verbal speech. So choose the following answer. Choose the one that best suits the context, right? So for example, in the 보기 box, 가 says 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 계세요. It's a way to say goodbye, right? Goodbye. But do you guys remember the difference between 안녕히 계세요 and 안녕히 가세요? We learned it at the very beginning, right? In 10 plus expressions for you to start Korean with. I think it was that video. So basically, both are 존댓말 goodbye, but you say 안녕히 계세요 when you are the one who's leaving, and you're saying goodbye to the one who's staying, right? And you say 안녕히 가세요 to the one who's going, who's leaving, right? So number 3 would be the best answer for this example question. And now let's move on to number 5 and 6. We're gonna do both questions. So let's hear the audio. 5번. Okay.
다음을 듣고 보기와 같이 이어지는
Skip this part. Skip the instruction. Sorry, guys.
정답은
Okay. Skip this.
수미 씨 연필 좀 주세요.
수미 씨.
수미 씨 연필 좀 주세요.
Did you guys hear it? 수미 씨, 연필 좀 주세요. 수미 씨, right? Miss 수미, 연필 좀 주세요, right? So we know 연필 and 주세요, right? But to explain a little bit about 좀, this is a word that actually has two big meanings. So first of all, this is the abbreviated form of 조금, which means a little, but it is also used, so I wrote down a great way to explain this word, 좀. Oh, this is a word mainly used to soften a request or favor. Oh, sorry. Let me read this part again. So, 좀 is also a word mainly used to soften a request for a favor or agreement. So, when you use 좀 when you're asking someone a favor or making a request, so this is kind of a filler word to soften your request. I hope you understand what I mean, because this word appears quite often in the next parts of the questions as well. So I wanted to mention it. And yes, you guys are right. It's number 3, right? 괜찮아요 means it's okay. It's okay. It comes from the adjective 괜찮다, right? 괜찮다. And 반가워요. This one comes from the adjective 반갑다. And 반갑다 is an adjective that means you feel pleasant, you feel nice, you feel glad, usually about an encounter with someone. So this can be translated as nice to meet you or nice seeing you. 여기 있어요. This is a common phrase that corresponds to here it is. Here you go in English. Here it is. So 여기 있어요. It's here. 여기 있어요. And 잘 지냈어요? We also learned this phrase, right? Well, did. I've been doing well. 잘 지냈어요. It's 지내다's past form, right? Okay, and let's move on to number 6. I think number 6 can be a little bit confusing to a lot of learners for the reason I'm going to explain after we hear the audio. So let's first hear number 6. 6번.
오늘 도와줘서 고마웠어요.
Once again.
오늘
도와줘서
고마웠어요.
So basically, I think you can understand that the speaker is thanking the other person, right? From 고마웠어요. 오늘, today, 고마웠어요. So it's past form of to be thankful, 고맙다, right? And so I was thankful. So it means thank you for what you did today. 오늘 고마웠어요. And to answer that, certainly number 1 would be wrong because 미안해요 means sorry, right? Someone saying thank you and you say sorry, that's not right. And 부탁해요 is a verb that comes from 부탁하다, which means to ask a favor. So it kind of means please. So this is also incorrect. And I think some of you might be confused between 2 and 4. Is it 2 or 4? Because 아니에요 means no, it's not, right? So isn't it kind of rude to say no, it's not when someone's thanking you? And that makes sense. But actually we use 아니에요 to mean you're welcome. It's a very humble way to say you're welcome, almost like no worries. So no, it's not something special. No, you don't have to be thankful. Kind of like that. So actually the correct answer is 2. So when someone thanks you, you can actually say 아니에요. 아니에요. And it doesn't mean you're rejecting someone's gratitude. It just means it's just a very humble way to say you're welcome. And 좋겠어요. this means, so because of 좋다, which means good, I think some of the test takers chose number 4. But 겠어요, when 겠어요 is combined with a verb, it usually indicates a plan for the future, for the near future, or assumption about the near future. So here, 좋겠어요 means, oh, it must be good, it would be good. So it's kind of an assumption about the near future. So number 4 is also incorrect. And the correct number is 2. 아니에요. Oh, just in case you're confused, I think in many dictionaries, 천만에요, you'll see 천만에요 for you're welcome, but this is not used in real life conversation at all. Maybe in some books it might be used, but we don't say 천만에요 for you're welcome. It just sounds too cheesy. You just can safely say 아니에요. And moving on to the next part. So from number 7 to 10, it's asking 여기는 어디입니까? 여기는 어디입니까? So here is 어디. Where, right? So it's asking where this conversation is taking place. So if you look at the example box, it goes like this. So 가 asks 어떻게 오셨어요? And 나 says 이거 한국 돈으로 바꿔주세요. And even if you don't understand the rest of the sentences except this vocabulary and this vocabulary, it's easily guessable what the answer is. So 한국 돈 means Korea money. So it means Korean money. And just by this word, you can guess maybe this is a bank, right? Maybe she's here to exchange currency, right? And 바꿔 means change. So by hearing this word, oh, she's here to change the money into Korean money. So the right answer is 은행, which means bank. So to get the answers correct in this part, you have to know many place nouns because you have to know what all the nouns in the answer mean to choose the correct one, right? So you can actually use this section to improve your vocabulary. And to go over the rest of the parts here, so 어떻게 오셨어요? 어떻게 오셨어요? This might be a little bit confusing because we learned that 어떻게 means how, right? It means how, and it kind of sounds, the answer kind of sounds irrelevant. It's asking how did you come, but 나 says I want to exchange to Korean money. Why is 어떻게 used here? So that's a really good question. So 어떻게 is a softer way to say for what in Korean. So when you go to like a bank or a service center where they greet customers, they usually use this phrase, 어떻게 오셨어요? To mean, how can I help you? How can I help you? How did you come doesn't mean literally how did you come? Like I took a bus here or I took a train here. No, it's asking how can I help you? So 어떻게 오셨어요? And then let's look at number 7 and let's skip number 8 and 9. Let's zoom it out a little bit. Number 7 and number 10. So 7 is I think the easiest part in this easiest question in this part, and 10 is the most difficult part in this part, number 7 to 10. So I chose the two questions, the easiest one and the most difficult one. So let's start from number 7. Okay, so number 7. Where is the file? Okay. Oh, here it is. Number 7. Okay, let's go, guys.
여기는 어디입니까?
Oh, let's skip the instruction.
어떻게 드릴까요?
Oh, sorry, skipped it.
1번입니다.
Okay, it's starting now. It's starting now, guys. Number 7.
7번.
7번.
뭘 드릴까요?
장미가 예쁘네요.
Did you guys hear it? Did you guys hear all the question and the answer? So, 뭘 드릴까요? Okay, I see you guys answering yes. Yes, you guys heard pretty. So, just by, okay, so 뭘 드릴까요, right? 드릴까요. We learned that 뭐 is a question word for what, right? And 리을, by putting 리을, this is actually the abbreviated form of 뭐를. And 드리다 verb we learned, it's an honorific verb of 주다, right? Which means to give. It comes from 드리다, right? What give shall I? So what shall I give to you? What do you want? 뭘 드릴까요? And she said, the second person said, 장미를 주세요, right? 장미. So if you know the word 장미, this question is easy. 장미 means rose. Oh, so rose, it's talking about flower, right? 꽃. And 꽃, by putting house, it means a flower shop. So for flower shop, I don't know why, but we use the word 집 to mean flower shop. So 꽃집, the place where they sell the flowers. 꽃집. And let's go over the rest of the vocabularies here because they are quite useful. So 식당 means a restaurant. So do you guys remember what 음식 was? 음식. So here comes from the Chinese character in, which means to drink, and 식, which means to eat. So usually 식 means eating. So 식당 is an eating place. So this is a restaurant. And 교실 is a classroom. So 교 here means to teach. And 실 means room. So it's literally a teaching room. So thereby a classroom. But this is not to be confused with the word 수업. 수업 means class, like taking a class, going to class, the class itself. But 교실 is the room where class takes place. So classroom and class. And 약국, 약 means medicine. So 약국 means pharmacy. So when you are studying this part, after you learn the vocabulary, you can kind of bring this kind of note, small notebook, and write down what you learned. So 꽃 means flower, and 꽃집 means flower shop, right? And 식당 means restaurant, and 식 comes from the Chinese character 식, which means to eat. So you don't have to know the Chinese character necessarily, but just know that this is the word stem that means to eat, and also 교실 means classroom, 수업 means class. So you can really take note yourself on your own notebook like this. That would be really helpful. And also so that wasn't too difficult, right? But number 10 is more difficult than what we just did, number 7. So let's listen to audio number 10. Okay, here it is. Oh, why isn't it opening? Number 11. Oh, wait, guys. 11. No, I mean 10.
10번.
10번.
저 여기 산책하러 자주 오는데 참 좋지요?
네, 나무도 많고 넓어서 좋네요.
Once again, guys.
다시 들으십시오.
다시 들으십시오. Listen to it again.
저 여기 산책하러 자주 오는데 참 좋지요?
네, 나무도
나무.
많고 넓어서 좋네요.
Okay, so from here, the sentences get longer, so I think it's better to do it with the script here. So I printed out the script from Topik website. You can also download it yourself. So let's look at it with the script that I brought. So 남자, a man says, 저 여기 산책하러 자주 오는데 참 좋지요? And 여자 says, 네, 나무도 많고 넓어서 좋네요. So you actually don't have to understand, I mean, not have to, but so it's not required that you understand everything to get the answer right. So this is a test after all, right? So a little bit of strategy is needed. So if you hear the word 산책 and 나무, just by these two words, you can guess the meaning if you know these words, right? So 나무 means tree and 산책 means to go on a walk, going on a walk. So 산책하다 means to go on a walk. So by these two words, what could be the most likely place that they're in? It's 공원, right? 공원. 공원 means park. It's not 서점, bookstore. It's not 사진관, photo studio. It's not 미용실. Oh, so to explain a little bit about 미용실. 미용실. So 미용 itself means beauty. Beauty, no, not beauty. What's the right word for it? Beauty, in beauty management. Sorry, I'm kind of too excited when the word suddenly comes up on my mind. So beauty management, and 실 we learn means room, right? So it means beauty management room. But 미용실 is usually used when referring to hair salon. Mostly 미용실 means hair salon. So when someone says 미용실 가요, 저 미용실 가요, it means she's going to get her hair done. Hair salon. So hairdressers are called 미용사. 미용사. They're not necessarily beauty gurus, but hair gurus. 미용사. Okay, so this is number 2. And 저기 산책하러 자주 오는데. Okay, so I think it would be okay if we break down the sentence, right? So 여기 here, I here 산책하러. So this is another expression that we haven't learned in class, and it means to go on a walk. To go on a walk, often come. 는데 참 좋지요. Very good, right? Very good. So 지요 means 줘. We learned this sentence ending, right? Question ending. It's a question of affirmation, confirmation. So it means it's good, right? It's good, right? And here, 는데 is used. 는데. And we learned that 는데 means but. But these two are not conflicting sentences. And how come 는데 is used here? So 는데 doesn't always mean but. It's sometimes used, actually many times used when you are starting a conversation and then what you're about to say in the next sentence is related to that first sentence. So for example, 저는 학생인데 할인이 안 되나요? 저는 학생인데. So here 는데 conjunction is also used, and it doesn't mean I'm a student, but it means I'm a student, and regarding this, can I get a discount? So yes, 는데 is kind of a connecting word. So I hope it makes sense, but this expression is also going to appear in other questions, the next question. So please don't worry too much. And let's move on to number 11 to 14. Number 11. Yunji, I'm asking you, please don't say it's easy or something like that, because I think that's going to discourage learners. There are many beginner level learners and who are not going to find it very easy. So please, I ask you not to say that. And this is not 반칙. This is not 반칙. I am trying to go over the script because you understand if you have not heard it correctly, if that makes sense. I hope you get what I mean. And let's move on to the next section, question from 11 to 14. 11 to 14. And it's asking, 다음은 무엇에 대해 말하고 있습니까? 다음은 무엇에 대해 말하고 있습니까? 무엇 means what. And 에 대해 means about. About what 말하고 있습니까? Are they talking about? So this is asking for the topic of the dialogue. Topic of the dialogue. So we're not going to go over every question, but we're just going to do these two for this section. So number 12 and 13. So let's start from number 12. Okay, so let's take a listen.
12번.
12번.
민수 씨, 야구를 좋아해요?
아니요. 저는 축구가 좋아요.
다시 들으십시오.
다시 들으십시오.
민수 씨, 야구를 좋아해요?
아니요. 저는 축구가 좋아요.
So the first question was, let me do it without the script now. 민수 씨, 야구를 좋아해요? Yes, and the correct answer is number 4, because 운동 means, can you guys see this? 운동 firstly means exercise, but it also means sports. 운동. And we also say 스포츠 for sports. It's Konglish. Sports. So 운동. And so the question was, 야구를 좋아해요? So it's a question. It's obviously a question because she said you, right? Not you, but you. So that's a question. 야구를 좋아해요? 야구 means baseball. Baseball. So do you like 야구? 좋아해요? Do you like baseball? And 남자 said 아니요. No. 축구가 좋아요. 축구. 축구 means soccer or football, right? Football, soccer. And 구 here means ball. It comes from Chinese character 치유, which means ball. So a lot of the sports name in Korean ends in 구. So for example, basketball is 농구 and volleyball is 배구. So yes, it ends in 구 because it means ball. And for number 13, let's listen. Let's take a listen. And before we do, I think it's helpful to know all the words. So 계획 means plan. 날씨, weather. Oh, but isn't ball 공? Yes, 공 is a pure Korean word, and 구 is a Sino-Korean word. And 주말 means weekend, and 취미 means hobby. Okay, so let's take a listen to number 13.
13번. 저는 방학 때 제주도에 갈 거예요. 수미 씨는요?
저는 고향에 갈 거예요. 다시 들으십시오.
저는 방학 때 제주도에 갈 거예요.
갈 거예요.
수미 씨는요?
저는 고향에 갈 거예요.
Okay. So, oh yes, you guys are correct. One, it's number one. Yes, so 저는 방학 때, it says 방학 때, right? 방학 때. 방학 means vacation. Vacation, like winter vacation, summer vacation. So 방학 actually means, it's also a Sino-Korean word. So hak comes from study, 学 in Chinese. It means study, and 방 means to release. So 방학 is literally a release from study. So it's a vacation usually for school, not at work, but for school. So from the fact that 남자 used the word 방학, we can guess that he is a student, right? So 저는 방학 때. So 때 is used after a noun. Nouns that indicate a period of time. So 방학 is definitely a period of time, right? So 방학 때 means on vacation. When it's vacation, 제주도에 갈 거예요. To 제주도 will go. Will go. 수미 씨는요? 수미 씨는요? How about you, 수미? 수미 씨는요? And 여자 says, 저는 고향에 갈 거예요. Jemaya, yes, that is the character. Yes, Jemaya, thank you. And 여자 says, 저는 고향에 갈 거예요. So 고향 means hometown. Hometown. And 갈 거예요, will go, right? So they are talking about what they're going to do on the vacation, right? Not necessarily on the weekend, not hobby, not weather, but it's definitely their plan for the vacation, right? Vacation can be as long as 3 months, sometimes 4 months, right? So it's not 주말, it's plan. And okay. Oh, 휴가 means free day. Oh yes, 휴가. So K candy. 휴가 also means vacation, but 휴가 is mostly used for work. For work, and 방학, vacation for students in school. So that's the difference. 방학 and 휴가, they both mean vacation, but the cases they're used is different. And moving on to the picture part. So number 15 and 16 is about choosing the right picture that suits the following conversation. So I think it's okay if we do both. So let's take a listen to number 15.
다음 대화를 듣고 알맞은 그림을 고르십시오.
알맞은 그림을 고르십시오. Choose the right picture.
15번.
어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
어제부터 계속 배가 아파서요.
다시 들으십시오.
One more time.
어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
어제부터 계속 배가 아파서요.
Yes, most of you guys are getting the answer right. It's number 3. Somebody heard it hungry, actually. Okay. So let's look at the script first. 여자 says 어디가 아파서 오셨어요? So this is a phrase commonly spoken by a doctor. Commonly spoken by a doctor. So 어디가 where? 어디 means where. 아파, 아프다. Hurt, right? Hurt, where is sick. So 어디가 아파서, 서 is the conjunction for reason, right? So the reason sentence and then the following sentence. So which part hurts? So you came. So this is, as I said, a very common phrase used by a doctor asking, how can I help you? So this is a greeting, but at the same time, the doctor wants you to tell her where specifically does it hurt? Where specifically do you want to get diagnosed? And 남자 says, 어제부터, since yesterday, right? Since yesterday, continue to 배가 아파, hurt, stomach hurts. So this is a situation where the patient is getting diagnosis, right? Diagnosis. So the 남자 is definitely not hospitalized yet. So it's not one or two, because from this phrase, we can guess that the patient just came to the doctors, right? And here, it's either number 3 or 4, and the patient is talking about his stomach being hurt, right? So it's definitely not this one. They're looking at some chart, and this is an irrelevant picture, and so the right number will be 3, and you guys are doing a great job. And for number 16, this can be a little bit tricky if you don't know a certain verb. Oh, sorry guys. I just showed you the script. Sorry. So for 16, let's do it without the script first. Okay.
16번.
16번.
식탁이 무거운데 같이 좀 들어줄래요?
네, 제가 여기를 들게요. 다시 들으십시오.
식탁이 무거운데 같이 좀 들어줄래요?
네, 제가 여기를 들게요.
Okay, so I see a lot of number 2 from you guys. Okay, so did you guys hear what the men said first? What the men said? He said, 식탁이 무거운데, 식탁이 무거운데. Do you guys know what 식탁 means? Can you guess what 식탁 means? 식 comes from the 식 that we learned just now, just in the previous parts, right? Which means to eat. So it's an eating table, a table for dining table. So the man is saying 식탁이 무거운데 같이 좀 들어줄래요? 같이 좀 들어줄래요? So here the conjunction that I talked about earlier appeared again, right? 니은 받침대. So it comes from 그런데, which means but here, like I told you guys, like we learned, guys, it's not but here. It's just the continuation of the previous sentence. So 식탁이 무거운데, it's not but. So the dining table is heavy, and 같이 좀 들어줄래요? Would you lift this with me? Is the meaning of this question. So 같이 means together. And 좀 appeared again. 좀. Do you guys remember what 좀 was? So the first meaning was the abbreviated form of 조금, right? 조금, which means a little, right? A little. And it also is a word that is used to soften a request, right? Soften a favor. So 좀 들어줄래요? So here 들어주다 verb is used. 들어주다. Do you guys remember what 주다 does when combined with a verb? We learned that in the recent lesson too, right? Lift. Do a favor of lifting, right? So 들어 has a lot of meaning. 들어 comes from 들다. This is the base form, and 들어 is the present conjugated form. And 들다 has a lot of meanings. It can mean to hold, and depending on what noun it is used with, it has different meanings, but here it means to lift. So would you please lift it with me? The dining table is heavy. And the woman answered, 네, 제가 여기를 들게요. 제가 여기를 들게요. Swan lines. So do we have to use 좀? You can use it without 좀. It's fine. 같이 들어줄래요 is fine, but 좀 is used often to soften the request. So it's not necessary, but it is used often. And the woman says, 제가 여기를 들게요. Yes, cake candy. That's a nice example. Can you give me a little help? It's not mandatory. It's nicer. Yes, yes. Perfect explanation. And 제가 여기를 들게요. Here will lift. I will lift it here. Oh, and the woman says 네 too, right? So yes. So a man is asking for help with the table, right? Not the chair, not the plate, but the table. And the woman says, I will lift this part. And the man will lift that part. So, number 16, the correct answer is number 1. Okay. So, yes, we just finished, not all the questions, but we just finished the parts. The first half, right? We just finished the first half. And let's move on to the part where it gets longer and kind of more difficult. So from question number 17 to 21, 다음을 듣고 보기와 같이 대화 내용과 같은 것을 고르십시오. So 대화 내용과 같은 것, choose. So 대화 내용 means conversation content. So dialogue content with dialogue content, same thing. So choose the correct fact according to the dialogue is what it's asking you to do. So let's start from number 17 to number 18. Okay. Oh, so if you look at, just in case you didn't get it, so for example question, 남자 says 편지를 써요, right? 편지를 써요. And it's, are you writing a letter? It means, are you writing a letter? And 여자 says, yes, 네. 동생한테 편지를 써요. To 동생, I write a letter. So by this, what you can infer, is that the right word? Infer, like what you can guess from the content of this conversation is that 여자 has 동생, right? That's why she's writing to 동생. So there's a little bit of guessing that has to be done on your part. So it's not obvious answers, but guessable answers. So in that regard, it might be quite tricky, but still, it wouldn't be like too difficult, I think. So let's try listening to number 17. Number 17.
다음을 듣고 보기와
Okay,
같이
let's skip the instruction.
대화 내용
아침에는 회사에 올 거예요.
미 씨
해 편지를 써요.
So this is the example part, and skip this part, and
정답은
skip this part as well.
4번입니다.
Skip this part.
17번
Okay, now it starts. 17번.
수미 씨 내일 출장 가지요. 잘 다녀오세요.
아침에는 회사에 올 거예요. 저녁에 출발해요.
아, 그래요. 그럼 내일 봐요.
다시 들으십시오.
수미 씨, 내일 출장 가지요? 잘 다녀오세요.
아침에는 회사에 올 거예요. 저녁에 출발해요.
아, 그래요. 그럼 내일 봐요.
Okay, so did you guys manage to understand everything that was said in the dialogue? So from number 17, the dialogue gets longer, right? So what you guys can do is take a little bit of note while you're listening. Sorry, what happened to my tongue? While you're listening, so that you can remember it better and you can also pay better attention. So you hear 출장. You can also write it in your own language if your native language is English. So let me see what you guys wrote. So yes, you guys are saying number 4, most of you guys, and I see some of number 3. So it's number 4, right? Because the men. Okay, so let's first look at the first choice. 남자는 출장을 갑니다. No, it's 여자 who's going on a business trip, right? So it's not 1번. 출장 means business trip. And when you say 출장을 가다, it means to go on a business trip. And when you say 출장을 오다, it means to come for a business trip. And number 2, 여자는 아침에 출발합니다. 여자는 아침, in the morning, leave, no, right? 아침에는 회사에 가요, right? In the morning, the woman will come to the company, to the workplace, right? So it's not morning that she's leaving. 여자는 내일 회사에 안 갑니다. Not go? No, because obviously she said next morning I will go to workplace. I will go to 회사, right? So this is also a wrong answer. And 남자는 내일 여자를 만날 겁니다. 남자, man, tomorrow, woman will meet, right? And the man obviously said that in the last part. 내일 we will meet, right? 내일 we will meet. And number 18, so this wasn't too difficult if you can manage to hear all the words and know what it means. And 18, I think number 18 can be a little bit tricky, but let's try.
(18번)
저 식빵은 없어요?
네, 다 팔려서 지금 다시 만들고 있습니다.
그럼 언제쯤 오면 돼요?
3시쯤 오시면 됩니다.
다시 들으십시오. 저 식빵은 없어요?
네, 다 팔려서 지금 다시 만들고 있습니다.
그럼 언제쯤 오면 돼요?
3시쯤 오시면 됩니다.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys found it easy or difficult. But let's see the answer that you chose. Okay, so I see number 1 and some 3 as well. Okay, so what they said exactly in the conversation was 여자, the girl asked, 저 식빵은 없어요? 식빵. So 식빵 is a type of bread that looks like, so I'm not good at drawing, but the bread, Oh my god, it's terrible. The bread that looks like this. Loaf of bread. So we call these kinds of bread 식빵. 식빵. So the woman is looking for 식빵 and she's asking, 식빵은 없어요? There's no bread here. There's no 식빵 here. And the man said, 네 없어요. So, okay, this is probably a tricky part because in English, when you ask a question in negation, like, are you not a student? Let's say in English, someone asks you, are you not a student? And you have to answer no if you are really not a student, right? Are you not a student? No, I'm not a student, right? But in Korean, it works the opposite way. So if you're really not Korean, you answer 네 to this question. So are you not a student? 네. So 네, yes, meaning yes, I'm not a student. 네, 학생 아니에요. So this is the part that can confuse you guys a little bit depending on your native language. But when 남자 said 네 to the question 식빵은 없어요, it means yes, there is no 식빵. Yes, there is no 식빵. So positive answer to the negative question means this question is true. So yes, there is no 식빵. 다 팔려서. So this is the reason. By hearing the conjunction 서, you can guess that, oh, this is the reason. 팔리다 means to be sold. So this is one of the verbs that are passive and active. So 팔다 means to sell. It means to sell, which is an active verb, and 팔리다 means to be sold. So this is a passive verb. So 팔려서, they're all sold out. So 지금 다시 만들고 있습니다. Now, again, 만들고 있어요. I'm making it, right? So number 2 is incorrect, right? The man didn't give 빵 to woman, right? Because there was no 빵. So this is not the right answer. And if you move on to the next part, 그럼, then, 언제쯤 오면 돼요? 언제쯤, around when, 언제쯤 오면 돼요. So this is also a new expression. 면 되다. So if you say a verb, I hope you're taking notes, guys, if you are not familiar with certain expressions or vocabularies. So when you say verb, 면 되다, it means if you do verb, that would be enough. Like, that would be fine. Do a verb and that would be fine. So it means if you come, when will it be prepared? So by the context, it means when it will be ready. By when it will be ready. I hope you are getting what I mean, guys. And I'm checking you guys' comments. Oh, okay. I think someone wrote something about 식빵 sounding like a curse word. Oh, curse. 식빵. Sounds like curse word. Yes, I know which word you're referring to, but I'm not going to say it here. But yes, it does. So if you are really angry, but you don't want to really swear, you can use that word. Yeah, 식빵. 식빵 힘들어. I didn't swear. I really meant bread, the literal bread. Anyways, so 면 되다. So some of you guys are asking for the explanation for 불면 안 되다. 불면 되다. Okay, so what would be a good equivalent, good example in English for this? If you do the verb, then that would be fine. Then that would solve the problem. Kind of use in that context. So let's say you are invited to a friend's birthday party and your friend says 3시까지 오면 돼. 3시까지 오면 돼. Till 3 o'clock, come. And that would be enough. So this implies that the party will start at 3. So this is an expression suggesting you to do the action that would suit your need. Do you guys understand what I mean? So she's asking, by when can I come? By when can I come and it will be ready? And 남자 says, 3시쯤 오시면 됩니다. Around 3시, 3 o'clock, 오시면 됩니다. Around 3 o'clock, come, and that would do. And then the bread that you're waiting for would be ready, right? 3시쯤 오시면 됩니다. So, was the woman able to buy bread now? No, right? So, number 1 would be correct. 여자는 식빵을 못 샀습니다. Couldn't buy the bread, right? Because there was no bread now. And I saw that some of you answered number 3, but this is wrong. Because 여자 didn't come here, 이곳 means this place, didn't come here at 3 o'clock. The man said she can come back again at 3 o'clock, but now it's not 3 o'clock, right? That means it's not 3 o'clock right now. So 3 is wrong. And 남자는 지금 빵집에 다녀올 겁니다. 남자 will go to 빵집, right? 빵집 now? No. 남자 is already at 빵집. He's actually the owner of 빵집, right? So the correct answer is number 1. And 빵집, as you can guess, is the combination of bread and house, so it means bakery. Just like flower shop was 꽃집, also for bakery we use 집, this now. So kiddo in asks 꽃. Let's get this. Yes, let's get this. And 꽃 means place. Yes, it means place. And so, yes, that's... What do you guys think of this test so far? Was it difficult or was it easy? I know that depending on learners' level, it's different. And Swan, yes, it will be posted. It will be posted right after it's done. Moderate, hard, so. It's nice, difficult, kind of easy. It's slow. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's slow, right? Which is really helpful for you because in normal conversations, like native speakers don't speak in this pace, right? They speak it a lot faster, but this test is catered to the elementary level learners, so that's really good for you. So yes, and I see a lot of moderate, middle. Okay, it's hard for me because I'm a visual learner. Oh, okay, that's a good point. Visual learner. Yes, so I think also in a lot of my lessons are done visually, right? So I write things down and you guys study it, learn it visually. So we haven't had much time to practice listening necessarily, right? But you guys can actually do it by yourself as well. And this kind of test would be a really good material for you to study listening because, first of all, it has slower pace, and also you get to know various vocabularies as well. And you can actually focus, right? Because it's a test. So it's better for you to pay extra attention to it. So yes, I think this is a good study material. And sorry about the delay, guys. Let's move right back into the test. Oh, sorry, I was just showing you all the scripts. I hope you guys didn't read it. Okay, let's move on to number 21. So it's already been an hour. So I was planning to do one 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Okay, let's do number 21 first. Let's do number 21. Okay, let's start listening. Audio file 20, 21. Okay.
21번.
21번. It's starting now, guys. Let's pay attention.
민수 씨, 아르바이트 할 곳을 찾았어요?
아니요. 아직 못 찾았어요.
제가 일하는 박물관에서 아르바이트 할 사람을 찾고 있는데 생각 있어요?
박물관 아르바이트는 안 해봤는데 한번 해보고 싶네요.
다시 들으십시오. 민수 씨, 아르바이트 할 곳을 찾았어요?
아니요. 아직 못 찾았어요.
제가 일하는 박물관에서 아르바이트 할 사람을 찾고 있는데 생각 있어요?
박물관 아르바이트는 안 해봤는데 한번 해보고 싶네요.
Okay, so you guys are giving me answer. I see number 2, and somebody asked, I see number 4 as well. Okay, so somebody asked, what is Arbeit? Okay, Arbeit, I think it comes from the French word, was it? I'm not sure what that word is exactly, but Arbeit is a Konglish word that means part-time job. Part-time job. And for slang, we also call it 알바. We abbreviate it and say 알바. So when you say, 저 알바하러 가요, it means I'm going to my job. I'm going to my part-time work. 알바. So 아르바이트 means part-time work. And what exactly happened in the conversation is that 여자 asked if 민수 씨 아르바이트 할 곳을 찾았어요? 아르바이트 할 곳. So we learned that 곳 means place, right? So if you know this word, it's easy to guess that she's asking, did you find? 찾았어요? Did you find the place where you can do 아르바이트? You can do part-time job. And 남자 said, 아니요, no. 아직 못 찾았어요. 아직 못. So 아직 is usually used with the negation verb. So 못 means can't, right? So not yet, couldn't find it yet. 아직 못 찾았어요. Then 여자 suggests something. 제가 일하는 박물관에서. 박물관 means a museum. So 제가 일하는, and this is also the grammar that I mentioned in one of my videos that I will cover more specifically in detail in one of my future lessons. But this is basically a verb turning into an adjective. So 일하다 means to work, right? And by putting not 니은 받침, 는, it becomes a modifier, the modifying adjective. So 박물관, that I work. 제가 일하는 박물관에서, at the museum that I work, 아르바이트 할 시간을 찾고 있는데, 아르바이트 할 사람을 찾고 있는데, 아르바이트 할 사람, a person who will do 아르바이트. And this 리을 받침 is for the future tense. And this is something that we're going to learn in more detail in the future lessons. 찾고 있는데, looking for is looking for a person who is going to do a part-time job. And also here, 는데 conjunction is used, right? And as we learned, just now in the earlier pages, it doesn't necessarily mean but it's used as a sentence connector. So they are looking for a person who will do part-time job and it's more and, not but. And 생각 있어요? 생각 있어요? So it means, do you have thought? 생각 있어요? Do you have thought? It's not literally asking you if you have thought. Of course he has thought, right? He's a human. What this means, are you willing to do it? 생각 있어요? 생각 있어요? For example, 제프 씨, 비키 씨의 생일 파티에 갈 생각 있어요? 비키 씨의 생일 파티에 갈 생각 있어요? What I just said, let me write it down. So just in case some of you didn't understand. 갈 생각 있어요? It means, so literal translation would be, do you have thought to go to Vicky's birthday party? But it more softly translates to, are you willing to go? Do you want to go? So not willing, but I think willing, rather than willing, want to is a better translation. Do you want to go? So 생각 있어요? Do you want to do it? 생각 있어요? And 남자 says, 박물관. Oh, maybe this is the part where it got you confused, right? 생각 있어요? It's asking if you want to. And 남자 says, 박물관 아르바이트는 안 해봤는데, again, 는데 is used, but here it means but. 박물관 아르바이트는 안 해봤는데. I'm really excited about this sentence because the expression that we recently learned appeared. So 박물관 아르바이트, museum part-time job, 안 해봤는데, 안 해보다 or 안 해봤다. Do you guys remember this expression? Verb combined with 봤다. And it's negated with 안, right? 안. So it means I haven't done it, right? I haven't done it. So I haven't done museum part-time job, but 한번 해보고 싶네요. Also, again, 보다 verb combination appeared, right? 한번 해보고 싶네요. And we also learned that 보다 verb sometimes go with 한번, and we also learned that 한번 doesn't necessarily mean once. It's just used to emphasize 보다 verb. Do you guys remember? If you don't remember, guys, after this class, you're welcome to go check out the 보다 verb combination lesson. So 한번 해보고 싶네요. 고 싶다, right? Would like to try. Would like to try. I haven't done the part-time job in the museum, right? I haven't done the part-time job in the museum, but I would like to try. So, I guess you pretty much understood what is happening in the conversation. And so, can you guys find the correct answer now? It's not number 4, right? It's not number 4. 안 하려고 합니다 means is not going to do. Not going to do, but she is going to do, right? He is going to do. So, it's number 2. So first, number 1 is wrong because 여자는 남자와 같은 일을 합니다. So 같은 comes from 같다, which means same. They're doing the same work. The man and the woman are doing the same work, are they? No, because 여자, she says she works in a museum here, right? We can guess that 여자 works at museum from this part, right? from this part. So that is why when you are listening, it is more helpful if you take notes so that you don't forget, right? So that you don't forget. So even if you understood it in the conversation, when you're actually trying to solve the problem, you could forget, right? So that's why taking notes would be helpful. So number 1 is wrong. They're not doing the same job. And number 3, 남자는 박물관에서 일을 해봤습니다. 일을 해봤으니까. 해봤습니다. 해봤다. Have done have worked, right? 일을 하다. Have worked in the museum before. But has he? Has he? No, right? No, he hasn't. 박물관 아르바이트는 안 해봤는데. So that is why it's really helpful if you kind of write down, you take the note based on what you heard, right? So yes, this is wrong as well. I'm not sure if you guys are following me. So from this part, from number 17, it gets more difficult, right? So I understand it's not easy to do. And okay, so it's been almost 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, let me check you guys' live chat. 찾다 번역하기가 잘 못해서 답은 잘 못해요. 두 개의 의미가 반대하니까. 강인 씨, I just read your comment. I am not sure what you mean. Could you please elaborate more on your question, please? And in the meantime, we will move on to our last part. Okay, so this is really the last part, guys. This is really the last part. This is the most difficult part of the test. So, is it the most difficult part? Oh no, it's not the most difficult part. This is the most difficult part. So I'm trying to figure out if we should do this one or this one because I really like both of the dialogues. Or should I do both? Should I do both? What's your opinion, guys? Please share in the live chat. And by the way, thank you so much for staying, guys. Thank you for continuing to learn with me here. I know it's been quite long, but you guys are willing to learn more, and that's very good, and thank you very much. And you guys, a lot of you guys are saying both. Okay, so we'll do both. Or actually, it's not just 2. It's 3. It's 3. 3 questions. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. What the heck? Let's just go with it. Okay. So let's start from number 23. And if you read the instruction, it says 다음을 듣고 여자의 중심 생각을 고르십시오. 중심 생각. So 중심 means center and 생각 means thought. Just for review, we learned that if someone asks 생각 있어요? Or if you answer 생각 있어요, it means you want to do something. It doesn't mean you have thoughts, right? It doesn't mean the literal meaning. It means you are willing to do something. 생각 있어요? 생각 있어요. But anyway, 생각 itself means thought. So center thought, so main thought, choose. So choose the woman's main thought in the conversation. So let's start from number 23.
(23번) 무엇을 도와드릴까요?
제가 지금 영어 수업을 들었는데 혹시 다른 반은 없어요?
왜 그러세요? 무슨 문제가 있으세요?
네, 좀 어려워서요. 다른 수업을 들었으면 좋겠어요. 다시 들으십시오.
다시 again.
무엇을 도와드릴까요?
제가 지금 영어 수업을 들었는데 혹시 다른 반은 없어요?
왜 그러세요? 무슨 문제가 있으세요?
네, 좀 어려워서요. 다른 수업을 들었으면 좋겠어요.
Okay, so let me see what you guys chose. Okay, I see some number 2, number 4. Okay, so the woman took 영어 수업, right? The woman took 영어 수업, English class, right? English class. But she also said 다른 반. What exactly did he say? 다른 반은 없어요? 혹시 다른 반은 없어요? 혹시 means by any chance, different 반. 반 also means class, but it's different from 수업. I'm not sure how exactly I can explain the difference, so let me look up the difference between 반 and 수업. Sorry guys. 반, 수업, difference. 반. Okay, so both mean class. Okay, so this is a good example. Okay, so 수업 means class in general. Like, this is a class. This is 수업 that we're taking right now together, right? And 반 kind of means like, Okay, so in Korean schools, we use numbers to distinguish rooms, right? So let's say 1반, 2반, 3반, 4반, 5반, and it goes on. And this is the number of the homeroom, So there are usually about like 30 to 40 students in one 반. So these are classes. These 반 mean class. Do you see the difference between 수업 and 반 now? So I know that in America, or I don't know, in Western education, you guys use the teacher's name, right? So Mr. Smith class, Mr. Miss Smith class, right? But we usually use a number to indicate 반. So that's what 반 is. It's so difficult to explain. Do you guys get it? Oh. Physical group. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Coney. So it more means like group of class. Yes. Thank you. A group of class. So she's asking if there is another group of class, a different group of class. 다른 반 있어요? And 수업 is more like lesson. Yes. You are correct. Okay. Thank you guys for helping me out over here. And so yeah, she's looking for a different group of class. And the man asks, 왜 그러세요? 무슨 문제가 있으세요? Okay, so it's better to look at the script so that you guys are following what exactly I'm saying. 왜 그러세요? Why, right? Why are you like that? 왜 그러세요? What's the problem? 무슨 문제가 있으세요? Is there some sort of problem? And 여자 says, 네, 좀 어려워서요. So this is the direct hint for the answer. 좀 어려워. Here, 좀 means a little bit. So a little bit, 어려워, difficult, and 서, reason conjunction, right? Because it's a little bit difficult. So she wants to change the class, right? So what is the correct answer for that? 반이 더 많아져야 합니다. A group of class, 야하다 means should, right? Should be many more. There should be more classes? No. Number 2. 쉬운 수업을 듣고 싶습니다. 쉬운 means easy, right? Easy class. 듣다. So 듣다 means to listen. And we usually say 수업을 듣다 to mean to take class. 수업을 듣다, to take class. So this verb doesn't necessarily mean like listen, it means to take a class. So she would like to take, 하고 싶다, right? She would like to take easy class. It's number 2, right? Because she thinks her English class is a bit difficult and she wants to change the class. 혹시 다른 반은 없어요? Is there another one? Right? And a lot of you guys said number 4. 영어 수업이 English class이 많이 a lot 도움이 됩니다. So 도움 is a noun that means help, and when you say 도움이 되다, it's same as 유용하다, which means to be helpful. But does she find the class helpful? No, right? She thinks it's too hard. It's a little bit hard, right? So that is why number 2 is the right answer. Okay, so Nathan, I think 반 means section. If you mean section as in like class section, yes, that would be correct as well. But I prefer the word a group. A group of, what was it? What was the word? A group of class. A group of class? Yeah, section. I think it's the cultural difference that makes it difficult to find the most appropriate word in English. But it's just enough that you understand 반 as another way to say a class, right? A group of class. Yes. And 수능. How do you guys know 수능? 수능 is a Korean SAT. It's a test for native Korean speakers. So, yes. So it's different from this test. Okay, so we have one more question left on this section. And after we do this, okay, you know what? Let's skip this one and move right on to this section. So basically, starting from number 25 to number 30, you listen to one dialogue, and there are 2 related questions for that dialogue. So that's why you have to pay extra attention, because you have to get both of the answers right? So it's recommended that you guys take note while listening. So, okay. So let's listen to our last section, number 27 to 28. Okay, let me turn on the audio. 20. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's pay attention. Oh, sorry.
다음을 듣고 물음에 답하십시오.
민수 씨, 어제 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요? 거기에서 2 사람이 어떤 섬에 갔는데 정말 아름다웠어요.
아, 저도 그거 봤어요. 거기 제가 작년 여름 휴가 때 간 곳이에요.
정말요? 그 섬이 어디예요?
여수에 있는 섬인데 경치가 아름다워서 드라마에 자주 나와요.
아, 그래요? 저도 다음에 한번 가보고 싶어요.
가기 전에 궁금한 거 있으면 물어보세요.
다시 들으십시오. 민수 씨, 어제 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요? 거기에서 두 사람이 어떤 섬에 갔는데 정말 아름다웠어요.
아, 저도 그거 봤어요. 거기 제가 작년 여름 휴가 때 간 곳이에요.
정말요? 그 섬이 어디예요?
여수에 있는 섬인데 경치가 아름다워서 드라마에 자주 나와요.
아, 그래요? 저도 다음에 한번 가보고 싶어요.
가기 전에 궁금한 거 있으면 물어보세요. 27번.
Okay, so I'll give you some time to check the right answer. So for 27, it's asking 무엇에 대해 이야기하고 있는지. So talking about what? So what are they talking about, right? And number 28 is 들은 내용. Oh, John, thank you. Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate it. And 들은 내용과 같은 것. Same with the content that we just heard. So correct fact according to the conversation. So I think you guys are having difficulty finding the right answer. Okay, so this is the most difficult part. Okay, I get you guys. Yes, it's true. From 25 to 30, it gets more difficult, right? Because the dialogue gets longer and there are two questions per one dialogue. So it's understandable that you guys are having difficulty. Okay. Minju, okay. So you guys said 4. And how about 28? Can you guys choose the correct answer for 28? Or should I get right into explanation? Okay, so K Candy got it right. They're talking about the setting of the drama, yes, and the man had been there before. Yes, that is true. That is very true. You got it right, you heard it right. So for 28, you guys chose 1. Okay, so I think 28 is a little bit easier compared to 27, or is it? Okay, let's look at. Okay, so do you guys prefer if I show you guys the script, or do you guys want to take a listen to it again and do it step by step, phrase by phrase? Which one do you prefer, guys? Step by step, phrase by phrase. Okay, so let's do that because this one is kind of more difficult than the rest of the ones that we did. So I think it's good to practice, right? Okay, so let's do it one by one. I'll play it to you guys again.
다음을 듣고 물음에 답하십시오.
민수 씨, 어제 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요?
Did you guys hear it? 민수 씨. Oh, Reza, thank you so much for the gift. Thank you very much. That's a big gift. Thank you. Did you guys manage to hear what you just heard? 민수 씨. So she's talking to 민수 씨, right? 어제 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요. Oh, show script, please. Oh, okay. Okay, so phrase by phrase. Did you see the drama? So this is the first sentence that we just heard. 어제, yesterday, right? Yes, 어제 드라마. Drama means drama, the TV show. 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요? Have you seen? I mean, did you see, right? 봤어요 is pulled as past verb. 첫사랑이라는 드라마 봤어요? So 첫사랑 means first love. So there's a quotation mark because this is the name of the drama. 드라마 첫사랑 봤어요? And then let's move on to the next sentence.
거기에서 두 사람이 어떤 섬에 갔는데 정말 아름다웠어요.
Did you guys hear it? 거기에서 두 사람이 어떤 섬에 갔는데 정말 아름다웠어요. 거기에서 at there. So there means in the drama, right? In that drama, 두 사람이 two people 어떤 섬에 갔는데 어떤. So we learned this question word 어떤. It has a lot of meanings, but here it means some island, some unidentified island, some island that I don't know, but there was an island there. So she used 어떤, this question word. If you guys want to know more about the 어떤 usage, then you can feel free to check out my lesson on 어떤, this question word. But some means island. So some island, two people 갔는데, went, and 는데 conjunction is used again, right? So again, so we can see that this conjunction appears a lot. It appeared a lot on this test, right? I think it's our 5th time, I think. So 는데 doesn't always mean but, right? It doesn't always mean but. It can also be used as a smooth sentence connector. So if the first sentence is related to what you're about to say in the second sentence, then you can also use 는데. So 두 사람이 어떤 섬에 갔는데, in the drama, two people went to some island and 정말 아름다웠어요. It was 정말 really beautiful, right? So that is the meaning. And is first love K-drama? I don't know. I have never heard of the drama called 첫사랑 because 첫사랑 is a very cliche word in Korean. So maybe there are many dramas called 첫사랑. But let's move on to the next next sentence in the dialogue.
아, 저도 그거 봤어요. 거기 제가 작년 여름 휴가 때 간 곳이에요.
Did you guys hear it? Or I think you guys, it would be helpful if you guys take the dictation while you read. So for this time, let's just look at the script. And from the next sentence, we'll do dictation. So, 저도 그거 봤어요. I too, 그거, that drama, 봤어요, saw. I saw that drama too. 거기 제가 작년 여름 휴가 때 간 곳이에요. 작년 여름 휴가 때 간 곳이에요. 거기, that place, I, 작년 여름 휴가 때. So do you guys remember this word 때. So you guys also notice that a lot of the vocabularies are repetitive. So that's very helpful for you because repetition helps you remember these vocabularies better. So yes, if you guys remember 때, then it's easy to understand what this means. And we also learned 휴가, right? Comparing it with 방학, right? Do you guys remember the difference between 휴가 and 방학? So 방학 is usually a vacation from study, from in school, right? And 휴가 is usually a vacation in like work or somewhere else other than school, right? So it's a break, summer break, 여름 휴가 때. So this is used with the time noun, right? That means at that time, right? 여름 휴가 때, at the time when it was 여름 휴가, summer break. And he said 작년. 작년 means last year. And this year, it's 올해. But I don't want to fry your guys' brain with too many vocabulary, so let's just skip to the next part. 작년 last year summer break 간 곳이에요. 곳 appeared again, right? 곳 appeared again. 곳 means place. And 간 곳, obviously, went, and 니은 is used as a modifier. So the place I went last year summer vacation. That is the place I went last year summer vacation. So from this part, we can guess that, 남자 has been to that 어떤 섬 before. Last year, right? He has been there. So this is the relevant information that you can use when solving this question. But for now, let's move on to the next question. And now let's try doing dictation. Let's try dictation now. So please hold your pen and get ready to write down some of the words you hear. And start.
정말요? 그 섬이 어디예요?
여수에 있는 섬인데 경치가 아름다워서 드라마에 자주 나와요.
Or was it a bit too long? I think the woman's part wasn't too difficult, right? Woman said, 정말요? 그 섬이 어디예요? So by 어디, we can easily guess that she's talking about, she's asking where that island is. 그 섬이 어디예요? And 남자 answered, 여수에 있는 섬인데, 여수에 있는 섬인데. So here, 는데 conjunction is used again, right? And this doesn't mean but, it's just a conjunction that is used to smoothly connect the relevant two relevant sentences. So 여수에 있는 섬, island, that is located in Yeosu. Yeosu is one of the cities in Korea. It's a really beautiful city. I have never been there. It's on my bucket list to visit Yeosu. If I ever visit there, I will try to make a vlog on it. But yes, 여수에 있는 섬인데, it's an island in Yeosu. 경치가 아름다워서 here, 경치가 아름다워서 드라마에 자주 나와요. So it's an island in Yeosu. 경치 means view. 경치 or 풍경 is fine too. 풍경이 아름다워서, 경치가 아름다워서, beautiful. So 드라마에, in drama, 자주 나와요, appear. We learned that this verb, 나오다 verb, is used often when we're talking about something appears on TV, right? Appear. So it appears on drama often. So just from this part, you can actually solve these two questions now. So let's see. Kiddo and says 28 is 3. 28. So can you guys manage to find the correct answer to 27? They are talking about not the second one, 기억에 남는 여행, the travel, the trip that is memorable. No. 원하는 휴가 기간. So 원하다 means to want. 원하다 means to want. So 휴가 기간 means vacation duration. So vacation duration that they want. No, they're not discussing about this. And number 4, 드라마에 나온 장소. And number 1, it's 인기 있는 드라마. Which one do you think is the correct answer? Yes, it's number 4 because it's not talking about the drama itself, the popular drama itself, but the place, 장소. So 장소 kind of means the same. I mean, it means the same as 곳, the place that appeared on drama, right? It's talking about this specifically. And this place is 섬 in 여수, right? 여수에 있는 섬에 대해서 이야기하고 있어요. 여수에 있는 섬에 대해서 이야기하고 있어요. And for 28, what do you think is the correct answer? 28. Okay, so I see some number 3, but this is actually wrong because 남자는 여수에 가본 적이 없습니다. So this is also the expression that we learned in our one of our most recent lessons, right? 저기 있다 없다. Do you guys remember? Oh no, you don't have to be sorry. I think you've confused 없습니다 with 있습니다, right? That's why you got it wrong. 저기 없다 means to have never, and 저기 있다 means to have done that before, right? So number 3 is wrong because 남자 clearly said he has been to 여수. 남자는 여수에 가본 적이 있어요, right? Not 없어요. So number 3 is wrong. And yes, it is number 1 because 남자 specifically said when she went to the island in 여수, right? It was 작년 여름, last year summer, while he was taking a vacation, right? 남자는 작년 여름에 went to the island, 섬에 갔습니다. And 2번 is obviously incorrect. 드라마를 못 봤습니다. No, she said she watched that drama and she really liked it. She really liked the island in that drama. And number 4 is completely irrelevant. He never spent her vacation in Yeosu, right? So it's men that did, right? Not women. So number 4 is the wrong answer. Okay, so we pretty much have done about a half of the questions. I think a little more than a half. And you guys did an awesome job following me. I hope you got to learn a lot of phrases, vocabularies, expressions, and some grammar points. And also, I hope that you guys had a good chance to kind of practice listening because most of my lessons are based on visual learning, right? I usually write down on paper and you guys basically read what I wrote. But when you're listening, there is no script or there is no words written in front of you, right? You have to rely on your ears, not your eyes. So that can take some time to get used to, but I hope practicing with Topik listening tests would help you, and I really hope that you find this class helpful, even just a little bit. And thank you so much for joining, guys, and thank you for the active participation. And yes, we have another class tomorrow. Do you guys know? So next tomorrow's class will be on reading section, right? Reading section. So all the link to the test is in the description box or on my website, right? So you can take the reading section and then join me tomorrow. It's reading section and you guys are more used to reading more than listening, right? Many of you guys are. So it would be, I guess, a lot easier to solve the questions yourself. And thank you for joining. I hate reading. But you managed to do it, I'm sure. And thank you, Robin, so much. Thank you. Your help always helps me so much. And thank you. And I will see you tomorrow, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I will end this stream so you can leave and take the test. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye. Are you going to edit this? I normally don't edit the live classes. They just go up. The whole video just go up automatically. So this video won't be edited. You can just watch the full live once again in the saved video. And really, I will end this stream. Bye-bye.